Good evening, everybody. This is Battery Addiction live from the Palette Studio, which is a little bit of a mess right now. I really haven't set up the tripod. Oh, maybe I'll set that up too. Thought I could do it without the tripod. Get it untangled. Great. That's just great. Just knocked all my mail from the floor. Okay. Let's see if I can get this with the battery. Don't fall. There it goes. Trying to give it power at the same time. The cable's a bit short. There we go. Okay, I just came in out from backyard, digging up the ground to put in some border for my flower bed. And when I get that done, I got to dig up the plants. Well, in the process, I got to dig up the plants that are there. I have some irises that are very beautiful, so I want to save them. And I have some lilies I need to dig up as well. I hope everything comes back. But I'm digging a ditch 2 feet out from the house, no farther away than that because we want to have the yard. So I pile a bunch of dirt up in there that was in a pile I got from a neighbor. They were regrading their driveway, so I volunteered to take the dirt. But I was going to use it somewhere else. That didn't happen. In fact, the old shed is going to be moved to that spot rather than me leveling the spot, because it's kind of expensive. So for now, that's put on hold. Got to take care of the backyard first. Then I'll think about leveling that side. And I might move the fence so that I can have access to that side of the house. So because we're going to take the old shed, empty it out, disconnect it from the floor, take it apart halfway, have 2 people carry half of that to the back of the house, or the other side of the house, on a deck that I made from our old deck. It's a flat surface. It'll work for now, but when that thing starts to tilt, okay, it's time to empty it again. But it's just going to have garden tools in it. My lawnmower, my rototiller, my weed eaters, grass trimmers, all that stuff is going to go in there. So there's not going to be a lot of stuff in there. And all my fertilizers and stuff, everything for the garden is going to be in there. And then all this on next to this shed / pallet studio is going to be grass and 2 fruit trees. My wife wants the fruit trees, so we're going to try some fruit trees and try to keep them small by keeping them trimmed down so that we don't have a monstrous tree and have to get a big ladder. She wants cherries and plums. My neighbor has a cherry tree, but it's about 60, 70 feet tall. It produces cherries, but they're about that big. Just barely bigger than the seed. Never took care of the tree. In fact, the tree was too big to use when he moved in. I would have probably cut that tree down. Hopefully it would sprout back up. But if not, then firewood. Cherry makes good firewood. And either way, I'd cut that tree down. Start over. Looks like nobody's coming in. I put my link in the chat. Now, I put my YouTube link in the chat, not the StreamYard. Maybe here, I'll try the YouTube link. Nice. Here I am. Oh, gotta shut that off. YouTube was talking in the background. Probably heard an echo. If somebody's here. Well, here I am in the Palette Studio after my fellowship. Just to kind of introduce my channel. Okay, somebody came in, somebody left. Oh well. Well, I'm working on some projects today. I dig in a ditch in front of my flower bed in the back, southern side of the house. And I'm going to bring that flower bed back to life. Not particularly with flowers, maybe some edible flowers, or edible plants that flower, or some medicinal plants. But I'm going to put blueberries in there. I'm going to put possibly a couple of tomato plants. Um, but it's going to be an edible flower bed. And it's going to have purslane all throughout. Love that purslane. Okay, somebody else came in but didn't stay. But I don't plan on staying on too long. Just wanted to introduce my channel to some of the people in my fellowship. Looks like they all decided to go to bed instead. Sun is still up here. I have a light on, but don't really need it. I got enough light coming through the front of the door. Okay, oops. If I turn that, I will pull the battery down again. I almost broke the cable. Hello, who do we have in the chat? I'm just introducing my channel to people from my fellowship. We're reading God's New Words. But I'm also doing some landscaping. I want to make everything I grow something edible except my yard. And, it's quite a goal. I hope I can accomplish it. I will need help on accomplishing from people that visit my channel. I know a lot of people that have a lot of information on edible stuff, and I will post links to their videos when the time comes. I just watched a video this morning. Guy just went in his backyard. He keeps everything good and watered. He doesn't pull any of his weeds. He points out, okay, that one there is edible. That one there is medicinal. He found like 20 plants in his backyard that are either edible, medicinal, or both. Some of them make a tea. He found 2 nettle plants in his backyard that are not the stinging kind. And I've seen them in mine. So a lot of the plants he showed I have in mine as well. So in the future I will talk about that, and hopefully, I guess tomorrow night, Sunday night, should be a lot of people in here, because I told them I was going to go live after our fellowship. Our fellowship is at 5 o'clock Pacific. I can't add people to it. We have to talk about it before anybody can be added. We're trying to keep the group small enough for everybody to talk. But I will do this right after. It's supposed to be 5 to 6, so around 6 o'clock I should be going live. I might do a little bit before, but we will talk about more stuff at that time. Eventually, I'm going to do a video going through my property and showing all the edible plants. I have one right outside the door. You can use the seeds in cooking, and the leaves you can use as replacement for lettuce. But I'm not quite sure how it's going to taste yet. Somebody told me if it's the leaf is edible but bitter, you soak it in vinegar and it gets rid of the bitterness, so you can eat it. I used to think this plant was horrible. It has big fleshy leaves. They get about that big, and they're shaped like this. You know, just like a football in shape. But of course they're flat. Kind of like a Patriots football. Huh? Ah, that's a bad joke. But pretty good. But Patriots trying to cheat with almost flat football, which really didn't work that well. It didn't change anything except it was hard to kick. I really don't know the purpose of that. Anyway, the leaf is shaped similar to what the football is, but a little bit longer and not as wide. So football is like this, but the leaf is. I'm trying to figure out a way to show pictures of these while I'm on this live stream. Maybe I have some ideas. I really don't know how to add stuff to my live stream yet. What I want to do is make short videos on what I find in the garden, and then click on those and put them in here. When we talk about the plants, I will show a little quick video of what I found. I've been finding weeds in my garden that I use a plant identifier, and I find that they're edible or medicinal. And I want to do a live stream on that and be able to add those videos into the chat. I don't know how to do that yet. I'm still learning the StreamYard. I really got kind of lazy with the StreamYard. I didn't really learn a lot about it, which I need to do. But join my journey and give input. I love input, especially people give me ideas we can try or things that we can check. I would love to add people as admin, and they can throw videos in there if I don't figure out how to do it myself. I'm a bit of a procrastinator, but what I like to do is create a list of my do list, not a honeydew list. She can make up her own, and I could probably incorporate some of her stuff that she needs to get done, unless it's something she can do. But anyway, I like to build a list of stuff that I find that needs some attention, some repairs, or improvements. And we can also do a list of ideas we can try. I have a new tool. I need to fix a water faucet outside. It cracked on the stem, so we repaired it with some epoxy, and it was made for wet surfaces. So we covered the crack. It had a little hairline crack. It was kind of spraying out. Only when it was on. When it was off, it was no problem. Right now, it broke again. I don't use it, so there's no water being lost. But it's one of those frost-free, and it has a long stem going inside the house. It's about that long. I could show you. It's right there. There it is. this is the faucet. It takes a PEX connector right here. And I've got a Ryobi tool that I would love to try out. If I'm going to do it on a live stream, that would be great. But it does PEX. I figure out where I put it. Where did I put it? Oh, it's a stapler. Oh, I did buy the stapler. A chainsaw. Ryobi. That's not it. Here's a tool from Ryobi. I don't know why I don't see this tool anymore at Home Depot. Here, it's got a thing for multi-head. And the multi-heads for Job Max, rigid Job Max, fit on here too. This. Sander. It's a rigid. This came with a multi-tool. Okay, here's a right angle drill. Goes on here. It's Job Max. But it came with a multi-tool. Multi-tool head. That's how they sell it. Oh gosh, where is that? Oh, there it is. I found it. This is my new tool. I got it from eBay at half the price. So it works really good. You got a battery in it? Check it out. Oh, is it? Something ain't right. Okay. Popping out the battery on there. I don't know if that one's dead or not. So, oh, here we go. See, it closes. I don't have to hold it. Our lights. There. Just push it. Oh, come on. I just push it, and it clamps the PEX clamp. Oh, I've got a lot of tools that are tactical. Good to see you. I don't think I've ever seen you here before. I got a variety of Ryobi tools. I got 3 weed eaters. The last one I bought is a brushless weed eater. Works great. Yeah, this. Yeah. Come on. There we go. I don't have to touch it. When you start it, all you're doing is holding it. And it clamps it to the proper pressure, and then it lets go. I got a multi-head tool, which works with rigid heads. In fact, the only head it came with was Ryobi. Couldn't find any more. I suppose I probably could find them on Home Depot's website. I wouldn't try to crush stuff with it. Its jaw is only this big. It's made for this. I got a vacuum right here, shot vac. I have, this is a driver. It's not a drill, but I do have bits that I can use to drill with. I got skill saw. The normal tools, like skill saw, sawzall, drills, flashlights. I got a table saw. It's not like a regular table saw. It's just one of those drop saws. I have this thing. This is sweet. In fact, now that I found this, I can use this to cut my cement fiberboard. Back here. Hey, that's all Ryobi. I love Ryobi. It's cheap and it's pretty good. Oh, this is my sun hat for working outside. My wife gave it to me. She says, this is to keep the sun off your head. But I got chainsaw. Uses battery. I have 3 fans. One is a clamp-on fan, and it's very good. You just clamp it on something about 2x4 size, and it just blows air on you. Oh, hi, Sack. You're the one that said I like your hat. Like I said, I have 3 weed eaters. 2 of them, well, one of them I got so I can get a charger. Came with a charger and a battery. Because the first set of tools I bought had a NiCad battery that wasn't much good. So I added that. It came with a charger and a lithium battery. It was only a 1.5 amp hour, but you know, this size. But I've even done projects. Check this out. This here, gosh, darn, can't see it with the light. Bugger. Too much light. But I built a thing to charge USB devices. On this, it comes through on this. But I have, shoot, hard to think of stuff now. Like I said, I got this thing. I can add stuff to it. Oh, I make batteries. Right now I'm trying to make a 48-volt battery to help my generator. My EcoFlow generator is 48 volts. So I'm going to make a 48-volt battery that has maybe 2 kilowatts of power to charge that one up. So I can run on the battery on the generator is 3.6 kilowatt hours. What I want to do is add 2 more kilowatt hours. Well, hi, Ace Commander. Yeah. Right now, my pallet studio is operated by a power wall that I built. Let me turn the camera around, and I'll show you the power wall. Camera. Okay, up. There we go. Okay. There we go. There's my power wall. You see the batteries on top? That's one. Actually, have 2 kilowatt hours right there. That's going to go in a box, toolbox, and it's going to have those connectors right there. That's called Anderson. But I'm going to use 2-gauge cable. This is going to be the inverter on top in the box on top, which is going to be connected with those. I'm going to use the DC side, and if this will be in a separate box, so that if I need to run anything AC, I can just plug that in. But that's my power wall right there. And down there is my charge controller and my bus bars right here. And a spare inverter. That one is a modified sine wave. They're both hooked up to the same system. And I have a lead acid battery down on the floor, right there, as a backup in case the power drops too low on those. If those go down to 11.5, they shut off. There's 15 BMSs in each one of those battery packs. And the BMS is what controls it. Keeps you from using too much power or too much current. That can handle, the whole circuit up there can handle 100 amps. Double A. No, they're not double A. They're this size. This is 18650. Without a jacket. But this is a lithium ion or a lithium cobalt battery, and those use lithium iron phosphate. The reason I use lithium iron phosphate because they don't catch fire. Yeah, 100 amps. I could melt a combination wrench if I wanted to. But I have some pouch cells that are 100 amps each cell. And they're still good. I just need to, I can only make a 24 volt or a 48 volt out of those. So how did you guys find this? I set this up to introduce my church group to my channel, but they apparently didn't come in. I wouldn't say evil genius. But yeah, it's kind of fun. Oh, look. I even got a radio. Ryobi radio. I'm a Ryobi freak. I have outside I have a rototiller. It's not big. It runs on the same batteries. These. I plan on branching out to the 40 volt. But with this battery thing I made here, wish I could see it on the camera. Look. Oh, there we go. We can see it now. These things, plug the battery in here, and it is 2 in series, which makes 40 volts. You see, they say 18 volt, which means 2 of these is 36 volts, but you can charge them up to 40. Yeah, battery powered tiller, 18 volts. It's not really powerful. I can't move rocks with it. Maybe small ones. Today I pulled out a rock. It was massive. I can't show you on the camera. It was a good 2 foot across one way and about 1.5 foot across the other way. Massive sucker. Oh, okay. Well, I do a lot of prepping. I cover the basics in prepping, like power backup, food backup, how to garden to increase your food backup, because hard times are coming. So I recommend everybody get ready. You know, you never know when hard times are going to come. Look, they just had a huge wildfire in Hawaii. It literally destroyed towns. So they've already got help on the ground there. One house, I guess it's a government official for the town, is using his property which survived the fire, as a rally point for all supplies. And you walk around the property and you see Tesla. So Elon Musk is already there. Okay, you have gas generators or electrical? I like the name Tactical Soup. That's good. Oh, I'm tactical. Check this out. Nick, doesn't that look cool? This is a, it's called a cutlass machete. Check this out. You pop that open, right here. You just push like that, and it's open. You have it hanging on your belt, and you need to deploy it rather quickly. Super fast deployment. And rigid case. It has a J clip on here. Pop it out, see it? So it won't come off your belt. And here, it's called the Buccaneer. Because check it out. Arrgh, it looks like a pirate sword. Anime, so yeah, you could say that. I have a regular machete too. It's about that much longer, but to sharpen it, you need a grinder. This one, you can use a knife sharpener. And I have a flashlight that has a glass breaker, belt cutter, flashlight, and a knife scaler. It's pretty sweet. But it's actually a piece of junk. I'm on the 6th one. Part of the machete squad. Oh, hey, we need to start one, don't we? But this is that flashlight I'm talking about. It has another section on here with a knife. And under the cap here, you see that? Watch what I button. There it is. Start a fire with this. That's the one cool thing about this flashlight. So right now, I can't charge this via the USB. Here's the USB. It uses a mini USB, and it doesn't work. Can't charge with it. It has a solar panel. With the solar panel, maybe in 2 weeks I could charge up the flashlight. So it's pretty much a piece of crap. But if you baby it, it works pretty good. No, it doesn't have a taser, but I do have a flashlight with a taser on it. Look how easy this is to get open. You can hold it with the scabbard. I have other tools like that here. Oh, here. This one's from TRS. This is a Snake River. Oh gosh, hard to open. Wouldn't want to use this for protection unless I have it on snap. That snap sucks. It's really hard to open, but the knife is nice. It's a full tang, goes all the way through. In fact, it's screwed on here and here, and it's got a nice, comfortable grip. I needed to use something for combat. Here we go. This is real up close, personal combat. So I have food supply right behind the camera. Good for 6 months, 2 people. And I have the tools to protect it. Now, I was outside the other day cutting weeds down with this. I was cutting I was cutting a butterfly bush down because it's done flowering. And there were some branches that I could not cut with my trimmer. I brought this out. Whack! Came right off. Yeah, it's a Ryobi trimmer too. So more Ryobi. So I went over and started cutting down the neighbor's bushes that was growing on my side of the fence. And I kept getting stuck in a pallet. It went that deep into the pallet with this blade. And this thing is strong. You know how you can bend a machete? That's it. That's as far as I can bend this. This is rigid. But when I learn how to use stuff on StreamYard and the YouTube, I'll be posting videos of plants that I find around the property that are normally considered weeds and show you which ones are edible. I found several edible plants. If I needed to, I know where I can get food. I see these fields full of these white flowers. They're like little platforms. They're about that big around. A little platform of flowers, but hundreds of little white flowers. And then in the middle is a purple one. You follow that flower stem down to the ground, dig that up, you got a carrot. Those are carrots, and they're growing wild everywhere. Now, the ones with the flowers are a little more bland than the ones that don't have flowers. Because just like carrots, they don't flower the first year. I grew some in a pot about that big, and I was thinning them out, and I then went out, oh, that one's big, so wash it off. Tasted like a carrot. It's called Queen Anne's lace. It's the original carrot. And I had some volunteer plants in my garden, and I found a beet that's kind of exposed on one side because the wood rotted out. And it's that big, what I can see. That big around. It's a massive beet. Oh, everybody, please give me a thumbs up. You know, that helps the algorithm, gets my video to more people, and gets me closer to getting monetized. I have a Cash App, but I haven't figured out how to incorporate it into my YouTube. And what I ask is people give me ideas on what I can try. I have a project that I started on my own. Nobody gave me the idea. I did find it on another YouTube. So I guess you could say somebody gave me the idea. Using a rain gutter. I put a frame around the rain gutter. You know, I saw the videos on how to, you know, they did a rain gutter, but I didn't see how to build it. So I had to figure out my own way. Plus they used a U-channel rain gutter. I used a regular rain gutter. And I put a frame around it, put boards underneath it so it have some rigidity. Because you know, it's vinyl, no flex. Well, you don't want flex. And then I put a float valve on one end. Connect a hose up to it from my rain barrels. And I have an automatic water. First 2 plants on there are tomatoes. And they've gone through a 5-gallon bucket all the way down through the net cup and the sock and tapped right into the water. They're stealing water from the other plants. There's plenty going on. I have 5 cabbages growing, and it looks like one of them is a sacrificial. It's got a lot of bugs, and I'm just going to leave that one alone. Let the bugs have it. But I have a big one. This huge, and I sprayed it with neem oil, and it did not react well. But the others seem to be okay. I had one of them die on me. Looks like it's going to die. I hope it comes back. But you know, I'm trying new things. I've never grown cabbage before, but I had aphids all over it. I got corn. I put it in a new plant box I got from a neighbor. He's a landscaper, so I get free stuff. Most of my buckets that I use for my rain gutter are ones that he gave me. And I just cut a hole in the bottom of it, the size of the net cup I'm going to use, stuff a sock in the net cup, shove that into the hole. I use old socks. I recycle. And the tomatoes, they just go right through that thing. One guy suggested using ground cloth and Walmart shopping bags, which means the plant will try to put roots everywhere. It gets to the edge of that shopping bag and it meets air, so it trims itself. So you never have them going out of the Walmart bag. And then he puts that garden fabric on the bottom, so it never taps into the water. It just wicks the water up. It gets the water out of the soil instead of straight out of the rain gutter. But peppers, they don't. I have a pepper plant there, and it's growing better than the ones I put in the ground a month earlier. So it's already the same size. It's a Tabasco pepper. They're just a little pepper about that long, about that thin. Tiny little things, but boy, they pack some heat. And the other two peppers I have in the ground are ghost peppers. If you can't handle jalapenos, don't try a ghost pepper. I think it's about maybe 50,000 times hotter than a jalapeno. Cocaine was originally in Coca-Cola. Yes, I know that. I posted that earlier. Sheesh. I guess only one of you is still in here. Who's still in here? According to my screen, there's only one person here. And that's not me. I'm not here. I'm on the other end. I'm on the side with the camera. Oh, then I'm using StreamYard. You guys are probably on YouTube. If anybody wanted to come up on the screen, I can post a link for the StreamYard. Should have mentioned that earlier. I could put it banner. There. See, I put a banner on there. I can make a new banner. Now it says, "Welcome to my palette studio. Please thumbs up, even if not staying." So who's still here? I wasn't going to be on very long. I've already been on 49 minutes. I was just trying to introduce this channel to my church group, but they apparently didn't come in. I have Ryobi fan up here. I have Ryobi fan that looks just like that, but it taps into a bucket and mists. Oh, it's nice. It cools off the air. In fact, I need to go turn that off before I go in the house. I still got daylight. I started out with my Ryobi tools like this. I bought a case about the size of a mini fridge. It had this drop saw and a drill. No, didn't have the drill. Sawzall. I ended up buying the drill at Goodwill for $7. I don't use that one anymore. I bought a set, one with this kind and one with the chuck. They're brushless, so I don't use the other one anymore. This is not brushless. Eventually I'll upgrade to a brushless. Oh, when I build that battery box, it's going to be equipped with these. I'm going to put one inside the box, screw it on, so when I want to add something to it, like if I want to plug it into my generator, I go from one of these to a XT60. That's what the solar input is on my generator, is XT60. Let's see if I have an XT60 around here. I know I do. Hold. Okay, XT60. Right. Ooh, here's an XT60 right here. This will kind of hard. I got to move everything to bring it over here. But that's an XT60. It's male end, and these batteries right here. There's 7 of them there. They're in series. That's 24 volts, and each one of the cells, each of the 7 cells, is 100 amps. So this one is 700 amps. This little cable can't handle 700 amps. So I'll put a BMS on there that'll keep it down to 100 amps. But they use those in Chinese buses. Looks like everybody left. Well, I talked about enough stuff that I'll leave the video up. But I'll do a video, a live stream on my cool stuff. So if you guys come back, I have all that cool stuff in one place, and we'll talk about it. I have some very nice knives. I've got some karambits. This is a wicked little knife. Huh. Where have I got? Oh, I opened packages with it. This one's not a real knife, but I do have one exactly like this. It has a blade. This one does not. See? There's the blade edge. Doesn't cut. This is a trainer. I can do this. But you can hold it like this. You could have the fight stance like that, and like a claw. I have lock blade versions of these as well. This is a full tang. See, it goes all the way through here to this ring, which I use like that. And on the back here, it can break glass. We take. Gosh, I need to clean this thing up. I was open packages with it, and this still works to open packages, but it won't cut you. This is the edge. See, I'm running my hand up. It's a trainer. But what's cool about, I found this on Amazon. I said, ooh, that's just like the knife I've got. So I bought it. Most of my knives are upstairs in the attic in my go bags. If you need, like those people in Hawaii need to run, evacuate, get out of your house really quick and evacuate. You grab your go bag. It has basic supplies that you need for survival. Might be for a few days, because unless you have a really big backpack. I did have some smaller ones and they were packed full. I bought some bigger ones, so now I can fit more stuff. But it's the real knife comes with the same scabbard. Like this. Wrap it around your neck. And I can put the trainer in the other scabbard. So they're exchangeable. Oh, I think the one I have like this is TRS. TRS makes a lot of cool stuff. Here's the name right there. See it? This can go here. So if you're left-handed, you can change it. And it has these rings here, so you can strap it to your leg if you want. Put a shoestring through it, and you can strap it on. It'll give you a little more stability. One thing that I don't like about this, hear that rattle? If you're running, you're announcing where you are. There was a guy on, I watched a YouTube about this before I bought it. He said, when you have it upside down, it makes all kinds of noise. He said when you have it strapped on, it doesn't make any noise. Mine does. So, I don't know what he's talking about. Oh, there's the flashlight with the knife on it. Found it. I'm going to put this away. This one, you'll see it advertised on Facebook and YouTube. It is called the Nova knife. This, I have bought 6 of the, actually I had 2 replacements, but I bought 4. This is the, and had 2 replacements, and this is the only one that works. Down at this end, on this part of the handle, you want to use this for survival? You hear that noise? It's got a knife. With a serrated edge. You can cut wood with this, or bone. So I guess, you know, they say in the end times we're going to revert to cannibalism. Might come in handy. Ah, dang it. Will you get back in there? I say, you want to try to use this for survival? Who just came in? Welcome. I'm talking about my survival stuff. This has a knife right here. But this is called a Nova knife. Right there. It's a piece of crap. This solar panel, if you use that to charge the flashlight, you're going to bake it before you actually use it. To get it to charge the battery. It's going to take a week. Constant sitting in the sun, which is going to tear it up. So, yeah, no good. But I can charge it with solar, but not that one. On the other side here, we have USB. The big one, the main USB is for if you want to use this to charge something else, but it does not last long. This goes dead before my phone charges up. But there's a little one right there that is a type, actually a mini USB. That's where you charge it. So I have a, there it is. This is actually good. This would charge in one day. This comes from my Patriot Supply. It's got a light on this side. Okay. Here we go, red. You know, okay, I guess that's wrong. Now it goes red. Watch. Come on. All right, it's not working. What the hell? There it goes. Whoops. There, it's flashing. Was. Okay, there we go. I turned it off again. There we go. You want to alert somebody to use that flash. But this is a 20 amp hour battery. And believe me, it lasts a long time. I can use that to charge this. It came with my biomass stove. To run the biomass stove. The biomass stove came with its own battery pack. It used 3 AA's. And you put your biomass, like sticks, leaves, pine cones, and you light it, turn the fan on, and it forces air into it, and it gives you a flameless fire. I mean, a smokeless fire. Well, I've been on it for an hour, so more to talk about next time. That stove works really good, but I don't particularly like the stove. It's a pretty good stove, but the one they have now to replace that one is so much better. I'm thinking about buying it. Maybe I could sell the other one, the one I have. I have one that has a battery pack on it with a probe. When you start the fire, it turns on the fan because it senses the heat of the fire and starts the fan, which helps the fire grow. But it's kind of heavy. The one from my Patriot Supply is much lighter. I suppose with the battery pack, it's not lighter. You know, this thing. This is actually heavier than the one on the other stove. But you get a solar panel, you have a light, and you can charge 2 devices here with regular USB, or over here, Type C. And you can charge with that Type C as well. And there's a mini USB right there. And it's completely sealed. When you close it off, like right now, it's not waterproof because this is open. But if you had that, nothing connected to it, and all these closed, like this, I think it's a little bit hard to close. Yeah. But close, and that one's closed. You can drop this in the water, and it will not get wet. It is waterproofed. But as soon as you open that waterproofness goes away. Because you have 3 jacks right there where water can get in. But while you're using it to run your fire or charge your phone, you have up here. See those lights? That tells me right there that 4 lights means it's full. But this one right here that's not lit, that's green. When that is lit, the sun is charging it through these panels. Now, I'll tell you the voltage real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. 10, 20. That's half a volt per cell. Amazing Lucas. He's not amazing at all, unless you're talking about his games. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 10-volt solar panel. Because each cell, each one of these squares, is half a volt. Since there's 10 going down, 2 across, that's 10 volts. They're in series. So 0.5 times 20, 10 volts. That's how you tell how much power a solar panel has. Now, it's a really small solar panel, so it's probably like maybe 1.5 watts. It's not much. So that just means it's going to charge really slow, but it'll charge up to 10 volts. My phone is actually charging at 9 volts. The new phones are capable of charging at 9 volts, so that's what they do. But I actually charge that with solar panels that charge my solar generator in the house, which I use in the house. Can't do that with gas. And I got a cable coming out the window where all the solar cables going in. I got a drop cord coming out. It's charging out here to help supplement the solar panel for here. I have a solar panel hooked up. It's 12 volts. It charges up to 18. And Eric Parnas. Oh. It charges up to 5 amps. Whereas the charger I use charges higher. Looks like I'm going to have to plug it in. I'm down to 13 volts on power on Powerwall. Ah, there it is. It's what I charge things with, my lead acid batteries or my lithium iron phosphates with the same charger. And it's just an adapter you plug into the wall, and you use a SAE plug like you have on the back of your vehicle for pulling trailers, but it's only 2-prong, positive, negative. And you plug that in. If you got the polarity correct, the light will come on. It'll be solid red or solid green if it's already charged. But if you have it reversed, it'll never stop flashing. That means you have it reversed. Well, I'm going to quit for now. I used up a lot of my StreamYard. I only have 12 hours a month. So I'm going to have to call it quits because I'm going live tomorrow night at around 6 p.m. Pacific time. So anybody that wants to come back, you're more than welcome. And I'll post a link so people can come up on the stream. Now, you can request to come up on the stream with the link I post, but you're in the background. I need to have a person on video before I let them into the chat, unless I know them. So if you're somebody new, like everybody that came in tonight, you must have your camera on. I don't care if your mic is off, but your camera must be on. I've already had one troll pop in and show his pecker, so I don't want that happening again. That was disgusting. That person's going to hell unless they get their life cleaned up. I hope they do. I can't say a person's literally going to go to hell, but I can say they're going to go to hell unless they get themselves cleaned up. That's perfectly okay. Right now, that person's at that point, that person was on the wide path, the wide road to hell. Narrow is the path to heaven. Well, I'm going to end it here. Have a good night, everybody, and I will be on again tomorrow around 6. I will try to be. Thank you. Goodbye.